move on to the presentation today. And the next now is to invite the keynote speaker today, the speaker to the meeting. We have our speaker. His name is Mr. Sola Owolabi. Mr. Owolabi is a social reformer engaging in bibliotherapy and cinematherapy to change orientation and impact values. He has worked with KPMG Professional Services as a pioneer information resource manager. He has also worked with United Bank of Africa library and also Olaniwun Ajayi as information officer. Sola Owolabi also worked with Synergy Sparks International as information resource manager consultant, spanning more than 16 years in the profession. Sola employs poetry, drama, prose, documentaries, interview and discussions to conduct bibliotherapy and cinematherapy. He has published in reputable national and international journals with over 40 years of 40 publications to his credit. He speaks at virtual and real-time conferences at national and international levels. He is pioneering new movements on content creation by librarians to checkmate toxic content in novels and movies. He has produced a short movie titled The Crash and a novel titled Library Boy to campaign for reading habits and communicate values. Sola Owolabi is currently the coordinator of Sustainable Development Goals for Landmark University, with focus on quality education to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and lifelong learning. Sola Owolabi coined the word techno-authority, which connotes safe, controlled, and ethical use of information and communication technology, internet resources, and social media. He is the current secretary of Nigerian Library Association, Kwara State, after he has served as a PRO in the same chapter. He is also a member of Nigerian Library Association Digital Crew. He is currently the Nigerian ambassador for Global Vision Initiative in England, United States of America, and United Kingdom. Yeah. So join me to welcome Pastor Mr. Dr. Sola Owolabi as he
take up to give us this lecture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alunga. It's been a wonderful evening. I've had a talk somewhere this morning, and I'm sure we are going to really have a good time together here today. Sincerely, leadership is critical at this time, and everybody has to know that we cannot survive without leadership. No matter how smart we are, no matter how good we are, we all need leaders. We can all lead together at the same time. And there's this school of thought that while somebody lead from the front, some lead within, and then some around, and some at the back. 360-degree leadership. But sincerely, we need a man, we need a woman, we need a boy, we need a girl, we need somebody to be ahead of us in leadership. And what we are talking about today is very strategic. We are looking at leadership and sustainable development in a challenging environment. And when we talk of environment, it's all encompassing. And sincerely, environment is critical. Without environment, we cannot even survive, because environment determines everything. I want to share my screen with us so that we can see what we are discussing here today. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. um, leadership and sustainable development in a challenging environment. When we talk of environment, we are looking at where people stay, where several transactions take place, and also as we have ecological environment, so also we have a physical environment where everybody lives. We're going to see a lot of things as we discuss here today. Now, we're going to look at this. These are things we are chatting on because it's a chat. I'm not delivering a lecture. I love to chat with people so that we all reason together, we share things together. So we are going to look at where is the leader from. We know that the leader is from an environment. Then we are looking at leaders' environment and the challenging environment. Then managing people to manage environment. Then the conclusion and recommendation. So it's just going to be about 6 or 5 slides, but we are going to actually discuss. I know that many of us have attended leadership conferences, so I'm not going to be telling you that leadership is influence, trying to describe what leadership is. At this level, I'm talking to people that are well-read, people that are established, that are even leaders in one aspect or the other. But what I'm actually looking at are cogent issues that we're going to look into, not definition of leadership, not importance of leadership, not the position of leadership or challenges of leadership in Nigeria. All those things, we listen to them from time to time in conferences. As a matter of time, when I go to conferences and people begin to talk about what leadership is, I'll say, thank you, quickly rush, and then let's go to the meat of the discussion. So this is what we are looking at this evening. We are looking at the environment of the leader. Bonfrebani developed this theory of ecology, that is where a child grows, because I love to see everybody as a child, because we grew up as children and then we have become men, but we started from the child. And that is what has constituted the problem of the whole world. We didn't look at the child, but when they now become teenagers, we say we started a teenagers forum. I said that a teenager is already formed. We are looking at before teen age, that is too late at 10. I spoke at that about that at a meeting. That is, it's even too late at 10 age. So we are not waiting for teen age to begin to attend to issues that are challenging around us. Let's take it from the childhood stage. So the leader I'm talking about, the Buhari of this time, the Donald Trump of this time, the what do you call the name of this man from Kogi State that has created a lot of drama? Dino Melaye of this time, they grew up in specific environments, and those are things that have formed them and they have become something. So let's first look at the microsystem, the immediate environment where a child is born. My father, maybe he smokes or he drinks. Is there tendency for me to take that up? So, or my father beats my mother, or my father is a very stingy businessman. Though he manages his money well, but he doesn't care about anybody. I'm developing in this microsystem, the immediate environment, the teacher, the first teacher I have are my parents. And then my mother is my first teacher. So these are people we are going to first focus on. Then let's look at it from that foundation. We can say now that we have a nation from a family. So the microsystem affects the leader as he grows up. Where am I going? Yes, we are looking at challenging environment and the leader. So I said, I'm not defining who a leader is. We all know we all have different types of definitions, but where did the leader come from? It came from a microsystem and is affected by mesosystem. There are connections around him. I remember when we were going to school as a little boy, I didn't have intention of jumping the fence to go and pluck purple, but somebody told me you can do it. Some of my friends, they said, yeah, climb, they push me up. I jump inside the fence, I pluck purple, I threw to them, and the owner of the house came. I managed to escape, but wounded. But it was not my intention to actually steal pawpaw, but these people pushed me. So the environment affects the child. That is the mesosystem. And then we have the exosystem, the local government, the church in your environment. These things that happen around us in our local government, we have area boys, we have people that are living in that environment. All these people, they create something about the man. Some people are so tribalistic as leaders. Some people are concerned about their ethnic group based on the mesosystem. The mesosystem, the exosystem that affects them. They will say, yes, we are Yorubas, we are Igbos, we are Hausas. You must, and this thing gets into us. And when we are going to affect the environment, we concentrate on our own geographical location and people of our own ethnicity background. We are not concerned about the general populace. There are some places a black man cannot work in some advanced country. The Ku Klux Klans will destroy them because the Ku Klux Klans have been raised at tender age to hate black people. So these people, they don't care about who you are, whether you are educated or you're not educated. They are interested in destroying you because the Ku Klux Klans hates the black. Then also the macro system, we're going to a level that is higher, where we have the authority, the policies that are made in our environment. Look at the people that enjoy Obafemi Awolowo free education. People that experience free education. We experience free education in Nigeria, and some of them grew up to be educated. So the policies have a way of affecting the people. In some parts of Nigeria now, we have crisis because children were not allowed to go to school. So it affected them, and you see what is happening now. Masses that are not educated, they take anything that is told them and they attack people. I can't hate them. It's not them, it's the environment that made them so. And in such states, in such local government, we see that the ideology that is given to them is what determines what they do. So the challenging environment we are actually looking at started from a family, and then it comes from the society, our local government to our state, and then the federal level, and the entire globe. The general perception that we have now, money rules now all over the world. If you have money, somebody stole money from Nigeria, he was able to relocate to a country and he was given a position. That person can to do extradition of that person from that country. They say they don't even do extradition easily like that. It may take years before that person is released and then can come to the country. She has become a permanent citizen of that country. Money that she took there actually affected the disposition of such country to that person. They don't want to care about the background. So when we talk of challenging environment, let's look at people, because it is a system, and system has to do with policies, it has to do with people, it has to do with process. And of recent, we are emphasizing more on technology now. We are looking at ICT, and we're going to see the consequences of all these things as we progress. Excuse me.
Mr. Shola, there's no audio from your end. Mr. Shola, good evening. There's no audio. You have muted your audio.
Oh, sorry, you can't hear my audio. Sorry.
Okay.
So let me go back. I was talking about people. That is the constituent of an environment. Every environment has to do with people, nature, values, technology, industry, and then the consequences or the outcome of all these things when they interact together. And I said that people are very, very important in every environment. There's some part of the nation we cannot go now because we are talking about environmentalist attraction and all that. Some environment, no matter what they are, some people never go there. Places we used to go before, we cannot go. As a matter of fact, there's somebody that was close to me. He came with his fiancée from UK, and he was there. They were at the swimming pool, and some people came and started shooting. They killed him. They killed the fiancée, a white girl. Both of them were shot dead. Yes, the environment had tourist attraction, but what about the people that constitute that environment? And also, our interaction with nature as people also has tendency to affect our environment. The ozone layer depletion we are talking about, that several issues that are affecting our seasons now have to do with how we handle nature. Industries coming up in different environments, even fire incidents is taking place. There was a time some people in an environment had to resist a man that was trying to create a fuel station within an environment. People shouted on him. As a matter of fact, Alsu was happy. We're shouting against the man. Just imagine fire incidents if you bomb people sleeping in the middle of the night. So our interaction with the nature as a way of affecting our environment too. So when we talk of environment, it is not just the trees, it is not just the air we breathe, but the interaction. And much more, I love to talk about interaction. How do we relate with one another? People all around us, people all over the world, how do we handle them? So nature is very, very important. Then also the values that we carry. Our values have a way of affecting us. I love the man online, they sent the video to me. A white man dropped something from his car on, littering the environment, and the guy ran after him, made him to park, and said, "Can we do that in your country? Can we do that in your environment? Go back and pick that thing on the road." I love that. That means it is the law that guides them. It is not that some of them actually have values, but we have to celebrate values. What do we believe in? People give bribes anyhow. People change people's destiny anyhow. Things that we say we should not do, that we affect the environment, we do. I see the way people fish now. They just pour gasoline inside water, and then they harvest a lot of fishes, and they roast them or they smoke them, and then they begin to sell. And we eat these things, they're killing us, and then they are destroying also the environment. Fishes will not grow the way they should grow, and then we say that we are educated. Education has to go through us, and we also have to show that we are learned. I want to celebrate some of the people I know here. They are advocates of environmental protection. They look at things that happen around them. I was in the bus of recent. I was eating something, and then there's no way I could throw that on the road. You know what happened when I got home? I was bringing out a lot of stuff from my pocket, and my wife was wondering, really, that is where did you get all this from? Because I could not throw them on the road. A lot of shells of granite, paper of pure water, all these things from my pocket. And she was saying, wow, you should have looked for somewhere where there is not. I said, I didn't see any. All these little things, if we take cognizance of them, at the end, people are going to benefit from it. There was when you ought to repair your car, you didn't. I was following one of my uncles who were taking fuel from NMPC Apata to one of those states close to the North Central. What the propeller he ought to have repaired a long time, he did not repair. He used slippers to pack the balls, is the boris of the propeller. And suddenly, when we got to around Oyo, the propeller caught and then fell on the pipe that was carrying kerosene. The kerosene poured on the road. That is lost, but not only that, the vehicle that was running stepped on kerosene, swerved into the bush, several cars into the bush, causing accident. But it started from lack of that value. He ought to have repaired the propeller, but he didn't do it, because when we checked the propeller, it was slippers instead of a big rubber that usually holds the board. It was slippers that was holding the propeller. And this is how we have killed ourselves. We have destroyed our environment. We have done a lot of things. Then technology and industry. We have to look into that. Many of us who want to cite industry. We cut down trees anyhow. We also use technology anyhow. As a matter of fact, I was speaking at a place this morning. The title of what I spoke on was "Don't Be Stupid," because a lot of stupid things are happening all around us, and we continue to tolerate. We are not supposed to do that, but we continue to tolerate them. Children use technology till late in the night. In the next few years, productivity is going to obviously show. And we are going to see that our environment will begin to lose a lot of things because of the way we live our lives. So I was talking about industry. With such industry and pollution takes place, all these things have a way of affecting our environment. I'm concentrating on environment and leadership because that is the meat of this discussion. So if we are not showing leadership in every area of management, there is no way our environment will be profitable. And sincerely, we are planting things now, they are not growing as they ought to. As a matter of fact, our environments are not attractive any longer. And also we don't preserve environment anymore. You see people cutting down trees, places that we set apart before, that people can go for recreation. They will say, let's build there. What are they using it for? But we are destroying ourselves. They said that in Nigeria, in Nigeria specifically now, the expectant age is 54. Some people say 50. So people just die anyhow. We now say spiritual attack. People begin to pray. You must not die but live. But it is the environment that is affecting us. If you go to villages like Ojoo in Ekiti State and some other places where we don't have industry, maybe when you are traveling, you will see banner. They will say, Mama died at 134, 125, 140. All these things that are on Guinness Book of Record, they are nonsense. They need to come to some part of Nigeria. You will see old people. They live very old because they enjoy environment, pure environment. But now we are not strategic about industrialization. We have to focus on that and be able to do. Now, the law. Is there law regulating all this, or has the law been compromised in Nigeria, in Africa? Because if we want to talk about tourism, we want to talk about environment that is very, very interesting, and people, because we are losing a lot of money, but we don't know. And the law that should be regulating this, we are actually not effecting it. And all these things have a way of affecting us. And the level of poverty in Africa will continue to increase. People come, they explore us. There are some parts of the world when you get there, nobody, no matter how rich you are, you cannot buy land there. because those areas have been reserved. But our reserved forest now, people are citing production companies there. So there is no vegetation. There is nothing people are coming to see. Money is now actually showing as the root of all evil. The love of money, rather, is actually showing at the root of all evil. If we can actually focus and keep our environment, we have a lot to gain. But what we see today is that people want quick money, quick money, quick money. And the government is not even helping matters, because what we say is in the law today, it has it favors some people. They will say, let's consider his position, let's consider his contribution, let's consider who he is. There's somebody built a company on one of the waterways, and a government wanted to destroy it. Everybody stood up. You cannot destroy it. It's our man. Is it whether it's a man or not? When water begins to fight, we will see the consequences of our actions. So these are things that that alienate people against tourism, and they see that nothing protects them. Nobody wants to come to your country. Nobody wants to interact with you when they see that the environment is not good. So we need strong institution on leadership. And the last one is that we are going to face the consequences of breaking the law, the consequences of wrong interaction with nature, the consequences of wrong values, the consequences of wrong use of technology and siting of industry. There is no way we will not face it. I want us to see some great people in history. That is where I'm going to concentrate more on leadership. I have to still stop this a little. Okay, it has come up. If you can see some individual I have here, these are great examples of leadership. I want to apologize that I did not put Africans because I don't have right data, or I did not put our Nigerian leaders, rather, because I don't really have data to say the truth. I love some of them, but if I'm speaking, I will not speak authoritatively. But where I could get data, I had to look for it. I got this from a book by Napoleon Hill. So that is the book I got this from. The 15 Laws of Success. Now, let's look at this. Henry Ford, a great man. There are metrics that were used to measure him. This after thorough investigation, thorough interview, and review of their activities while they were alive. So the first person, a leader, Henry Ford, in definite chief aim, he has 100 over 100. In self-confidence, he has 80 over 100. In habit of saving, he has 100 over 100. In initiative and leadership, he scored 60. In imagination, out of 90, he scored 90. No, sorry, he scored 90. Then, I've mixed things up. In initiative, Henry Ford scored 100. In habit of saving, he scored 100. Then imagination, he scored 75 and 90. In enthusiasm, he scored 75. In self-control, he scored 100. In habit of doing more than paid for, he scored 100. But in pleasing personality, he scored 50. In accurate thinking, he scored 90. In concentration, he scored 100. In cooperation, he scored 75. In profiting by failure, he scored 100. In tolerance, he scored 90. Then in practicing the golden rule, he scored 100 over 100. His company is still standing till today, though he's dead. Now, there are certain things I want us to look at, especially the habit of saving. Habit of saving. When we talk of saving, it is not just money. And that is where we have got it wrong. Yes, we save money, but we need to save the environment. Preservation and conservation of environment. This is where it concerns us. An habit of saving is called 100. It will not fire people anyhow. He knew how to save talent. He knew how to save people. Yes, he knows that yes, you have this challenge, but he has a way of preserving people. So how do we need to cultivate environment that is favorable? Because sincerely, we are going to face the consequences in the future. Many of us, our villages now, we have gone there. We've sold lands to people that want to do whatever they want to do. It is fine. But the truth is that there are things we need to preserve. Preservation is very, very important. And also, the habit of doing more than paid for. Now we have a country that understands money. I was telling people we can never do anything, especially in geography, in wildlife, because we want to stay in the city. But you see the wild, if you watch Nat Geo Wild, somebody can stay in that bush for 3 months, expedition. They study ants, they study small animals, because they have strong leadership. They know that their security is sure. If they die, their family will be taken care of. But in Nigeria here, who wants to go and face the lions? Who wants to preserve, who wants to discover new environment that will attract tourism? It's because we know that nobody's watching our back. I wish after this discussion, we're going to have a communique, and then we can put that in the newspapers that, okay, these are things that are lacking. Not that people are not intelligent. You push somebody out of Nigeria here, it goes to some other part of the world, it begins to excel. I have somebody in Nigeria, he left Nigeria for Australia. He's somebody very close to me. When he got to Australia, he did architecture while he was in Nigeria, but he got to Australia, he read nothing. And within 5 years, he has won state award. He has saved many lives. He has brought new innovations. But in Nigeria here, he could not do that because there was no enabling environment. So what can we do in our own small way? I'm tired of blaming the government. In my house now, I'm rearing fish, because I also want to, it's not the money I want to make from there, but I want to see how fishes grow. My friend, Dr. Alonga, also, when I come to his house, is rearing chicken, and then is rearing fish of recent too. All these things, we are inculcating something to the next generation, our children, how to preserve life and how to do more than we are paid for. We need to go extra mile to affect the environment. Can we plant flowers in our environment? This is leadership. What can we do to make people feel that we are also human beings? When we went for interview at a time, many of us were asking for salary package. Somebody from outside the world, outside Nigeria, I said outside the world. Maybe our own world is so volatile. But outside this country, in an ideal environment came. Do you know what he asked? He said, do we have swimming pool? Or you register swimming pool for us somewhere where we can relax after work? We are looking at how much are you going to pay us? We don't care. What concerns me about swimming pool? He said, do you have table tennis and lawn tennis court? Everybody was laughing because they said, what can we say? We are saying that, how can you increase this pay? They care about preserving their own lives. Do you know that we can produce more? We can live more if we care about our lives. Those are things that those people care about. But we are in the culture of money. Anytime I go for some presentations and I have a friend who say, how much did they pay you there? I said, no, it's not the money. It is the people I meet. It is the interaction we develop. It is new things that we work on. I speak in several places and people begin to change their orientation and we begin to grow all together. I may not go about other people, but I want us to look at people that scored lowest. Excuse me. I want to put this down. Sorry. Okay. People that, the person that scored lowest, I think Jesse, James or something. That person, indefinite chief aim, nothing. Indefinite chief aim, nothing. Self-confidence, 75. Habit of saving, 0. Initiative and leadership, 90. Imagination, 60. Enthusiasm, 80. Self-control, 50. Habit of doing more than paid for, 0. Pleasing personality, 50. Accurate thinking, 20. Concentration, 75. Cooperation, 50. Profiting by failure, nothing. Tolerance, nothing. Practicing golden rule, nothing. And that is 37. Now, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at a man who also led people. Jesse James led people. He was a leader, but during his time, many things died. We are killing people, we are killing the environment without knowing. Our lack of tolerance, because we are talking of leadership. A leader that is not tolerant cannot lead people. Then you cannot practice the golden rule, that is, do unto others what you expect them to do for you. We are sending people to work on in wildlife, no protection. Look at our soldiers. Somebody embezzled the money set to buy weapons, and we saw how everything was distributed among them. Now, how are we going to have a safe environment? Nobody will want to come for tourism because we have not shown leadership. That's why they say everything rises and falls on leadership. But let's start from somewhere, because Nigeria cannot just be fixed in a day. It can't be fixed in a day. I love community. Can we do something in our community that will make other people within Nigeria to start a tourism stuff in our environment? I knew when this place started, Trans Amusement Park in Ibadan here, I was a young boy. We used to go there. We would buy token, 20 kobo, and we're riding cars. People were coming from Ogbomoso. People were coming from different parts of Nigeria to Trans Amusement Park at that time. 20 kobo for token, and we would ride and ride and ride. It encouraged me to learn how to drive early, though I speed a lot. Maybe I learned it from there too. But I'm trying to work on my speed. I have a brother that is listening now. He will say that that is, don't kill yourself. But the truth is that we need to do something in our immediate environment. Ikogosi and all these places now are becoming dangerous zone because of attacks. But our environment where we are, what can we do? Gone are those days when the University of Ibadan was really attracting people, the zoo. Yes, they are improving on it now, but the kind of attraction it used to have in those days. You know, as I'm remembering with nostalgia, goose pimples rising on my body, because that time, they even have, what do you call these things? All these big bush rats, what do you call it? We used to have it then. okay, they will say that if you want to jab somebody in Yoruba, one otobibi okete UI, that is, it's so big. So,
Yes.
you know, we add them. We have the antelope, we add the elephant, we add the chimpanzee, we add all these things. Where are they? I was thinking, and thank God for the former governor of your state, Ajimobi. I think he did something on the Agodi Garden. It has improved, facelift. So we hope that it will increase. All these things can cause a lot of people to come around to be attracted to our environment. But let's show leadership. Where leadership is wanting, a lot of things will go amiss. I think with what we have discussed this evening, we have a great future ahead of us. But what we need to do is to show leadership based on the virtue that we demonstrate, based on our level of sincerity and definite chief aim. We must talk about it too. This is what is the aim of our organizations that we start, especially the Tourist Blue. The definite chief aim, let it be well pronounced. When it is shown, everybody begins to run after it, and we have strategic approach towards executing this. We are going to engage the media so much, and I so much love it. My friend, Dr. Alonge, is more into media also. Will be taking more responsibility, projecting what we have. Because when we don't project what we have, nobody wants to actually come and appreciate it. So consistency in our action is also very, very important. Now, let's look at this. Action, people, and consistency. We have ethics that guide whatever we do as leaders, and we need to appreciate people that support us based on our own decision and their own decisions too. Because a leader is somebody who has seen somewhere and is convincing people, not forcing people now, convincing people to follow him, and they make decisions. We want to cause transformation in our environment. We want to cause transformation in our society through inspiration. We need to inspire people through our vision. So when we have this vision, let's communicate it, and then we join hands together. We need helping hands. Everybody needs to join hands together, but let's communicate this vision clearly. Now we begin to take actions. We have people, and we have to be consistent. So leaders need to manifest consistency. There is something I'm driving. It is reading culture in Nigeria. I go all out, even whether it's convenient, it's not convenient. As I was telling you this morning, I've spoken in a place, and we have a lot of students that gathered in the morning. And what I spoke to them is, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid to leave reading and just begin to listen to music from morning to night. Don't be stupid. You know, when you go to my Facebook page, when you go to my Twitter account, when you go to my Instagram, when you go to my whatever, what I project is reading habit, reading culture. And these things we need to do. So this vision we have, we need to project it. And as you are taking your own, I'm taking my own, everybody is taking his own. Before we know what is happening, Nigeria is going to be a place that we are imagining it to be. But last but not the least on this, we need to take responsibility. How many people are taking responsibility to show leadership? Sincerely, everyone that has gathered this evening, and look at the names of people that are here. Many are leaders. So many leaders we have, but action is inevitable. We need to show that action, and we need to influence people and be consistent in what we are doing. Some of us that are here this evening, we have our areas of endeavors. Let's show all this, and I'm very sure before we know what is happening, people are going to be attracted to us. On a final note, I want us to be source of possibility thinking. Let people know that everything is possible. Some people are saying that Nigeria will disintegrate. Based on what is happening, everybody will want it, but if it's not God's will, it's not going to be. But if it's good, wherever we find ourselves, let's see possibility. What can we do in our environment? Then we have to let people that work with us know that they are worthwhile. You cannot carry this vision alone. Whatever vision we have, we need to work with people. And people management is a major challenge all over the world. People want to build structure. We want to have great places. They come to our organizations. They come to what we have. They see our vision. But if we don't treat our people well, they will leave us. We start association, we start organization, but if we don't treat people well, they will definitely lead us. Let's find disciplined, organized ways to focus on integrity, trust, credibility, and the commitment to do the right thing. As leaders, we need this, but it has to be organized way. I've seen organizations that when it gets to a level, we have to bend the rules. But let's look at organized ways to focus on integrity, trust, credibility, and the commitment to do the right thing. And we have to know that management is about today and leadership is about tomorrow. Yes, we are managing, but it's for today. But leadership is what, how can we have posterity? Posterity is leadership, because we will take the baton to a level we hand over to other people. And what we have, I was telling you about Ford, Henry Ford, the company still existed today. They produce cars, they produce several other things. So many companies die within the first 10 years. Look at the Johnson's product all over the world. Look at Coca-Cola. Leadership is very, very important. And we know that management is about process and leadership is about purpose. So when we have definite purpose, we are going to actually make maximum impact. Definite chief aim. We are still coming back to that. Definite chief aim. It will always show. And what gathers people more than any other thing is that definite purpose. When we have it, that is the chief aim of gathering people, leading people. I know that we are into tourists on this platform. We need to actually show that purpose consistently, what we project to people. That's why I was saying we need to engage the media more. We need to show it in our action, go for it, and before we know what is happening, everybody will be carried along. On the final note, we have to recognize that success is not about perfection, it's about progress. Sincerely, we have started, we have laid hand on the plow, we are moving ahead, but it's not about perfection. It's not going to be so fast, but progress every month, every year. We are communicating with people, we are carrying them along, and before you know what is happening, we are going to be so our impact will be so pronounced, and people will know that yes, these people have something to give to the world. On this note, I want to say thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owolabi, for this beautiful lecture. It seems as if we should just go ahead. You know, we are giving us this lecture. It's so beautiful, and I believe that from the chat room, I can see that people really enjoy this presentation. I can see a lot of chats, you know, especially from one of our sisters in Abuja, Fola Shade Adepodu. Thank you very much. Take responsibility. Mr. Sola Owolabi emphasized on this. If you want to get the Nigeria that we want, as you know that the African Union goals 2063 says that Africa that we want. Also, if you want the Nigeria that we want, we need to take responsibility. Are we ready to take responsibility? That is the focus of this lecture. And the environment affects what we do. It affects everything, how we grow up, you know. Also, it affects leadership. Whether you say that, oh, people that are from the ghetto, they are not getting to the leadership position or not, or they're not the one up there. Whatever they do in their ghetto will affect leadership. You know, the children of those elites that are leading us, if they are not being, taken care of properly, they will not have peace. And that is what we have in Nigeria today, no peace everywhere. Even to the extent that the tourist business is affected, it's been affected. So the environment is everything. If we have safe environment, we are going to have, we're going to have, a peace of mind, people to move around. Today, for us to move even from here to the north, you say that, if I'm not flying, I will not go. People are saying that. So all of us, you can see, if from the chart, it showed us, you can see people is number one. Though we have natures, we have value, we have technology, industries, we have law, and all the consequences. We can see from what it showed us, people is number one. If you have all this, and there's nobody to take responsibility, there's nobody to use all this, we have nothing. So we emphasize again that we must be able to take responsibility. And again, even from what one of the participants wrote here, that we should also act what we say. We should practice what we preach. You know, from Folashade Adekoju, she said, my advice, can we invest our energy on our kids and teenagers? Let's catch them young. Let us use this platform or other platform we belong to preach these things. Let's raise leaders among them. Let them see themselves as problem solvers. Let's teach them the sustainable development goals. Not teaching them alone. Let's take responsibility. Let's take action by doing what we are saying. You know, that is from one of the participants. So now, not to waste our time, I want to open the floor for comments. You know, we have listened to this man, the man Sola Owolabi. Now we want to listen to us also comment, or if you have any question to ask, we open the floor for that. By the way, we have attendance form. We want to know people that are here today. So please make sure you fill the attendance form as we are moving on. Yeah, so I've opened the floor for questions. You can just unmute yourself and you ask your question. So you can raise your hand. I can see it from here. Okay, I can see one participant. Over to you, Mafulu Miriam. Over to you for your comment. Thank you.
Good evening. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
All right, thank you. Yes, my name is Mara Mafulul, as you've seen, and I was invited by Nena Alabi, who happens to be my classmate in UI here, Department of Archaeology and Anthropology. I've listened to the presenter, and I can say that it's a very, very enriching discussion about the environment, about leadership, about values. But I don't know how to put it, but actually, some of the issues I normally look at when it comes to our leadership style, our love for the environment or care for the environment, I see that it is highly lacking because we've cut ourselves from our traditional system of leadership. From the little I know about, people in the grassroots, that is in rural areas, a child was mentored, was corrected, was reprimanded, was taken care of by the community, not an individual. That child also invariably inculcates that, and then whatever he's doing, he does it for the community. But today, family values are not there. People don't imbibe their cultures again. And you find out that we have this individualistic thinking. We grew up thinking that, okay, let me make money, take care of myself, take care of my family, and that is all. So nobody thinks that there is this give and take from the environment. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, the disconnect, first of all, comes from the fact that children are not brought up to love other people. They are brought up to just make money. make name, and that is all. Now, secondly, when it comes to the issue of environment, I happen to be a member of Just Bed Club. I am also a member of a Plateau Hiking Club, and I'm supposed to be in Ekiti now with Dr. Jide Agbola for a hike and camping, but I couldn't make it. What I'm trying to say is that I've been trying to understand, issues concerning nature, issues concerning the environment, protection of the environment. And in one of my observations, I realized that we're always trying to model our system of conservation with that of the Western world. Yes, we can carve out an area and say, okay, this is a reserved area. But the issue is we need to go to the grassroots and look at how ancient Africans used to protect their environment. For example, on the issue of planting of trees, because he mentioned the issue of gardening. Yes, in my area where I come from, Plateau State, in every household used to plant this tree they call Ficus sycamorus. The issue that it is a big tree, it gives shade, they can use it to put some of their farm produce, and then it beautifies the environment apart from, the environmental benefits of maybe, okay, oxygen, whatever, it takes in carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and then gives out oxygen. They benefit from that. But when you go to urban areas, you see somebody who spend 50 million naira to build a house, no environment. It simply means we're not looking back to our villages to take or borrow ideas from. We believe that we are educated, hence we don't have anything to learn from these people. And again, is that there are individuals now, even in Ibadan here, there is a bed club. There are other organizations I haven't joined yet. But what I'm trying to say is that there is no encouragement. And most times, I remember when we were hiking, it was a 3 days hike from a place called Jos to Bokos, which is 58 kilometers. We spent 3 days with Agbola. People that saw us on the road said, are you tired of life? Why would you subject yourself to this kind of stress of trekking for 58 kilometers? To do what? We told them it's just love of nature. They said that is crazy. Now, we need to really encourage people. And like he said, the media person is there. He can amplify what we're saying. But I am still disposed to the fact that, yes, we can see what is being done outside. But the reality is that until we come down, we look at what is happening carefully, we would always try to, do it the way it is being done somewhere else, and then we'll miss it. Let me give you another example, and so that I can give other people the opportunity to talk to. Plateau State is now littered with plastic everywhere. Everywhere you go, the streams, the rivers, and people at NGOs are now coming out saying, okay, they are packing, they are dedicated to deplasticing the environment, they will pack the plastics, they'll do that. I said, no. If you don't kill it from the source, forget about packing it. You're also making a job out of it because people always throw it and then you will pack. But if we regulate how plastics is produced, it will reduce the level at which we use it and abuse it, and then we will have a cleaner environment. So in a nutshell, we need to also reflect on the local levels. There wouldn't have been ghettos if there wasn't an attraction that does not turn into reality. So it is a very, very good presentation, and I wish the presenter would even probably assist me, I'm sorry I'm saying it here, with maybe some ebooks on environment or sustainable environment or sustainability. If he's listening, please, after the presentation, I would like to send my email to Owolabi so that maybe he can also help me. I would like to understand some things, and I would like to continue to communicate with him because I've been enriched this night, and I tell you, I'll continue to listen. So I'm with the group. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a beautiful comments, and sincerely, your comments have really added value to this presentation. And for information, this seminar is being live on YouTube, and this means that it has been recorded, whereby at the end, we can as well listen over and over again. Thank you very much, Mafuli Maram, yes. And I'm very happy also to be part of your hiking group. I could remember when I was doing my PhD in Nairobi, after all the coursework and I've submitted my thesis, waiting for examination, the last examination, I had the opportunity to move around in Nairobi. They did a lot of tourism, not like Nigeria here. I don't know what happened. I had to go for mountain climbing, Mount Longonot, and so on. And it was so refreshing because apart from just sitting and be watching, I was able to learn a lot of things. You know, there's education in traveling, also even in doing tourism. So for your request, I assure you the presenter is a librarian. So you'll be willing to send those things you need. And that's the reason why we are collecting everybody's contact. Please make sure you fill your contact. The PowerPoint will be sent to everybody. And apart from that, your request also will be granted. Thank you once again for your comments. I would like to call on Folashade Adepoju, one of our advocates, also from Abuja, to give us our own comments about the presentation. Over to you, Mrs. Folashade Adepoju. Can unmute yourself.
Yes, okay. Can you hear me? Good evening, the organizers. Dr. Ayo, Dr. Shola Owolabi, thank you for your presentation, very enriching. Me, I don't have much to say because tourism, to me, we should be making money from tourism. But unfortunately, our ethno-religious bigotry has finished us in Nigeria. Like Mr. Mafulul is my brother because I was born and brought up in Jos. So he's my plateau brother. Jos, we call Jos the beautiful because Jos attracted lots of Westerners where I was growing up. But today, can I travel to Jos? No. If I want to travel to Jos, I get scared. We sold our properties to avoid being killed during the riots in the 90s to early 80s. So we have a problem in that aspect. May the Lord deliver Nigeria. The Obudu Cattle Ranch, if you want to go to Obudu today, the road between Benue State, Vandekia to Oguja is a death trap. So how do you enjoy tourism when the infrastructure that will encourage you to take the trip is even dilapidated? You are even endangering your life in the process of trying to travel if you are not kidnapped, road accidents. That's one. Another thing Mr. Mafulu said that we should look back and check our how to sustain our environment, like as Africans. I want to disagree because even as Africans, we in the olden days, I have a village and my village is well planned with trees lining up the streets of my village. We had these things even before the Western people interfere into our affairs in Africa. So I would rather say they looked inward, they looked and copied from Africa to better themselves. So we need to copy from each other to have a sustainable environment. So those days there were gardens in Jos where I used to go to sit down, to read, to enjoy. But where are they today? Around west of Mines, are they still existing? If yes, in what condition are they? What our advice is, we are raising kids because I won't say my age group cannot effect change, but I will say my age group and people before me, they brought Nigeria to the level we have today. So my belief is I will tell you because you should have conscience when you want to litter the ground. Something will tell you in your mind, I want to throw this nylon from the car. Is it right? We all have conscience. So if your conscience cannot control you, I don't talk to adults. My concern is those little ones coming up, those teenagers, those little. Let us use our space. Let us, any available opportunity we have, let us speak to these kids because they are the future of Nigeria. And anything we put into them, they replicate because they are watching us. Let us raise leaders among these people. 2 weeks ago, we had a conference and I found out that most of these students, what they needed were not even taught in the four walls of the university, because that one it has already been programmed that this is the lecture. There are things we can teach these students outside the classroom. taking action on their climate, because when this climate is destroyed, we don't have another place we can call home. This is the only earth we have. And once we destroy it, maybe, and we don't have the resources to travel to the space, is even the space habitable? So let us, as university lecturers, as students in university campuses, when you see a student opening pure water and throwing it away, you can control them. Those people littering, we have government that should regulate production, because there's no way we can do away with plastic totally. We use plastic, but we have governments in Nigeria. What are they doing? I partly live in the Gambia. They regulated their plastic usage. They clean. You go to Gambia, you think you're not in Africa. Why are we Nigerians the problem? We are the problem of Africa. If Nigerians can get it right, if other smaller countries are getting it right, what is happening to us that we cannot get it right? Why must they carry cane to control Nigerians to do what is right? Please, the ones we can control, the ones in secondary school, universities that we can still talk to, let's use our platform to talk to them. Let us have a sustainable environment, because that's where we have the Nigeria we like. But as it is today, I'm sorry, flood. I saw Taraba flood. I saw, because people built on the waterways. How do you want water to escape? They will carry, people die. And they know these things. When they are buying that land, they will tell them this is the waterway, they warn them. But Nigeria will still go and build on those places. What are we doing? If we should have conscience. I mean, in conclusion, please, in your spaces, wherever you find yourself, use your voice to advocate for what is right. Let's raise leaders. Let's build strong institutions. We don't need strong men around. Once we have, this is National Library, we are responsible for information literacy. Let us use our office for information literacy. We have National Emergency Control. They are responsible. They should take it serious. We will have the Nigeria we want. Until then, I'm sorry to say, we will continue talking if people are not taking action. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Folashade, for that beautiful contribution. Sincerely, it is good to move around Nigeria, but before we can do this, we think twice, really. I have a friend who is a commissioner in Jigawa. He told me recently, oh, bring your family during the long vacation. I called my wife that, oh, we need to go to Jigawa. Just fly there, we go by road. Say, you go alone, not all of us. That is what we are talking about. Nigeria should be a peaceful place. As you said, Jos was a place that we always dream when we are younger, but now people will think twice before you move, so we need to work together, this environment. People, all of us, need to bring peace to Nigeria. It is possible, not only with prayers. Prayer will work anyway, but yet, what are we doing? People in our workplace that are not from our tribes, how do you relate with them? The Igbos, the Hausa, the Yorubas, how are we working together? Do we still have inter-tribal marriage and so on? So all this need to be put into consideration. And again, from Folashade's advice that we should take responsibility, even as a tourist blue. Tourist blue is everywhere. We have Ikoyi, we have this Ojoo, everywhere. Ojoo, we have also in Abuja. So you can also join. I know we're going to hear more about this later. So we can take responsibility, go to schools and preach peace. And I believe that the peace will reign in this country someday. We believe that. Now, is there any other comments? If there's no other comments, maybe type, maybe you have typed anything. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So anybody raising hand? Okay, somebody is raising hand. Is anybody? Nobody now. So I think we just move to the next thing on the agenda. And remember to fill the attendance sheets. And also you can go to the YouTube also to watch what we are doing. We have one of our leaders, I would say is the main leader, Mr. Akin Davis, to give us a closing remarks. Mr. Akin Davis, over to you, sir.
I'm very glad for the meeting tonight, glad for the way it has gone. It's Owolabi, beautiful lecture. and the organizer of the lecture, the Ojoo Tourist Group, Mrs. Nina Alabi, and Dr. Ayodele Alonge. I want to appreciate every one of you and every person that attends this meeting tonight. I want to appreciate every one of us. We have learned about leadership in a sustainable environment tonight, and we have learned on our influence on the leadership, what we should do, even to affect our environment for good. And I know as we are going today, we are going to carry that message around, even to affect Nigeria for good. I want to say this before I round up, that Tourist Blue has 4 major focus. Tourism is just one of them. And the other ones are link, motivation, and charity. When we talk about tourism, we are talking about preaching tourism to ourselves and the outsiders, not necessarily members alone, both members and the public people. Those are outside the group that we need to go for tourism, both in Nigeria and abroad. And we need to make people to realize the reason for tourism, the reason to relax, and the reason for environment to be good, so that we can enjoy an environment. Then we have link. Link means that the Tourist Blue is a platform for people all over the world, people in our group, in Tourist Blue chapters, in different places, to mingle together, to know ourselves professionally, so that we can assist ourselves in different manner. I've never met Dr. Alonge before. I've met Mrs. Nina, and through Mrs. Nina, I'm meeting Dr. Alonge now. And that's what we are doing in Koyi. We have, even when we organize a program at Atiba University of Oyo, many of us were just communicating online until we got to Oyo and we saw ourselves. And that is link. Linking, that's the second one. The third one is motivation, which is being done tonight. We are being motivated about leadership. So in motivation, we motivate people for good governance. We motivate people through lectures and seminar and workshop. We motivate people to become motivational speakers also. So we have online and offline meetings to motivate. Every chapter has to organize one public lecture annually, like a conference of at least 1 day. Every chapter, we have chapters, 66 chapters all over the world now. Before I go to chapter, before I round up, I want to talk about charity. We also visit charity groups, charity houses, even we do the work of charity to different places. That is number one. Number 4. Number 1 is tourism. Number 2, link. Number 3, motivation. Number 4, charity. So, and this program, we are not loading people in order for them to be so loaded. And I mean, we are not making our programs even to be cumbersome to people, because we know people belong to other groups all over. So our program in a chapter is just 4 in a year. And it may be in this quarter, tourism, the other quarter, link program. The third one may be motivation program. The last one may be charity. And a chapter may choose to only have two programs in a year. That's how we run. So that, but other programs now run through online. We have different lectures online. So let's cooperate together so that, we want to redirect the mind of our youth so that they will have focus. If today, if you have youth, you have about what they are, the only thing that concerns them is to dance, to play love music and all. We are not saying those things we are going to restrict them. We are not saying that. But we are saying focus should not be on that kind of kind of things alone. Things you say that people should be able to learn. Even after school, you should be able to read. You should be able to be enlightened. That's the essence of Tourist Blue. And we have 66 chapters all over the places now. In abroad, we have Ghana, we have US, we have UK, we have Canada, and we have Sierra Leone. In Nigeria, we have many places, Jos, all over, Gariki, in Abuja, Maitama. In Lagos, we have many chapters in Lagos. In Ibadan, we have almost 5 chapters now. And Tourist Blue is spreading around the whole places. I really appreciate your coming even for this meeting tonight. I think by all this, my analysis tonight, you have gotten the knowledge of what Tourist Blue is. And I want to appreciate you again for all what you have done tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. The father of Tourist Blue, for that detailed information. And for people that are just joining us for the first time, we promise to send you the detail of what he has said now, the 4 cardinal points, the tourism, links, motivation, charity, and I think these are the 4. So the details, I have them here, which as soon as you've posted your emails and others, all this will be posted to you. So thank you very much once again, sir, for that beautiful closing remarks. I can see Mr. Oniloye also raising his hands, and also Mariam Mafulu is still raising hands. I don't know. Do you just want to say anything? But let me give Mr. Oniloye a chance first. Ninka, over to you for your comments.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm raising up hand late. It's just a quick one. And I picked my contribution from what Mrs. Fola Shade submitted earlier. It's an admonition. I would want us to give up on this generation, especially ourselves, our rank. Let's not look down on what we can do, the little we can do to change our environment. Because leadership is not all about leading. Leadership has to do with influencing positively. And not too long ago, we bought a drink, and after drinking, a friend asked that, wouldn't you dispose this? And I told him, I've not yet seen a trash can where I can just drop this. So I held it up, I was able to get a trash can. Now, leadership has to do with influence too. And we are good at presenting good papers, but never acting on what has been presented. And let's not wait until opportunity presents itself. That's when we can now begin to teach people. Now, I look at the number of people who attended tonight, about 13 of us. We can actually influence another set of 13. If at all, we will make good use of what we've learned or what we've heard tonight. Imagine 13 of us is able to influence 13. Another 13 will be able to influence 13. Now, calculate that in the next 1 month, 2 months, and before you know it, the society will begin to have a better look. So let's not give up on our generation, and that's just my contribution. And I appreciate that Mrs. Folashade brought that up. Let's see how we can begin to, from now, do something, reasonable. I'm emphasizing on taking responsibility now. We are opportune to listen to this. It's an opportunity. So it will be a futile exercise if the 13 people or participants who fail to make good use of what we've learned. But when you look at it on the long run, the 13 people can affect 13, and 13 like that, it becomes a chain reaction. And before you know it, Nigeria will be better for it. Thank you.
Very much, Mr. Oniloye, for that remarks as well. Actually, we are 13 on Zoom. We have so other people are watching us on YouTube. You know, we believe that. This using the link as with your friends, and I believe we have all done the attendance. So we are closing right now. So we are closing. From the agenda I have here, I think I have Mr. What's his name? Mr. Femi prayer. So Mr. Femi Akombi is not here. I think in the beginning we have a man, Madam Fola Shadi Adepoju, to close us in prayer. Oh, she's listening. Hello, Fola Shadi Adepoju, are you listening to us?
Okay,
yes.
yes.
I don't think she's listening. She just on.
I'm listening. No,
so
I'm listening.
Call on my brother,
I'm listening. No, I'm listening.
Mara,
Mr. Yo,
to close us in prayer.
Mr. Yo, I'm listening to you. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, let us. Well, like because we have. I don't know if we have
ahead,
other.
Okay,
I don't know
prayer,
if.
Please.
Yes, you know why? I don't know. I don't want to pray in the name of. Hello. Can you hear me?
Close.
Sheikh Bobby, can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Can we pledge national pledge, please? Let's
please pray a prayer. Please pray a prayer. Please pray a prayer. Please.
Okay. In Jesus' name, our Heavenly
Amen.
Father, we thank you for the opportunity given to us to come together. We appreciate you, Father Lord. We thank you for this platform because we have learned one or two things on the platform. We thank you for the facilitators and the organizer of this program. Father Lord, everything we have learned here, I pray when we go back to our various homes, we take action in ensuring that we have a sustainable Nigeria. And as we are departing on this platform, I pray that the Lord will be with us, guide and protect us till we meet again. In Jesus' name I've prayed.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For attending this meeting. We appreciate your presence. Thank you. Let's take a group photograph. As usual, just put on your video so that I can see your face. Then I'll take the picture from there. Are we all ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Your beautiful pictures. Okay. Somebody's sleeping. Are we ready now? I can see Dr. Onome. You're welcome. Okay. Taken. Okay, let me be very sure that I've taken the picture. Just wait a minute. Yes, taken already. Thank you very much. Once again, you are welcome. Please make sure you fill the attendance before you leave.
Good night.
And the YouTube link also is available. Let me post the attendance again.
Attendance? How? I can. Can you?
There's a link. I'll send the link again. You see the link.
Go to the chat.
Go to the chat. You see a link.
Okay.
Mr. Yo, so you want people to download surveyors? Mr. Yo,
no, you don't download. You can open it on your phone. On your Chrome.
He told me to update my surveyor too.
Okay, this is the chat.
Yes.
I've submitted.
Click and then click on the link.
Now I understand. I've done that. I'm trying to follow through.
I never stick around quite long enough to.
Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate our chairman, Mrs. Owolabi. Thank you very much.
But it's not as if I
Folashade
know that your heart ain't
I see your
exactly
face.
breaking.
Dr. Onome.
Folashade, thank you. We promise you're